areas where fertilizer has not been used properly. The fertilizer and vagary of weather has been mainly responsible for a lot of these problems with early millet. And the same story goes for groundnuts. A lot of groundnut is not performing as expected.
For the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Back to the Land call is one that must be taken seriously by all and sundry, as he also sees the opportunity to inform them of their own efforts in responding to the Green Offensive call.
If we want to get people to answer to that call of the President, I think it is fitting that they see us ourselves to doing equally, so that they can follow and say, all right, okay, this is Mr. Jame in the passing of the PS having a farm as big as this.
It has indeed been a challenge in mobilizing young people for the first time. But we've used all the means that are within our disposal to ensure that young people effectively participate in all the proceedings of the pilot project. It could be recalled that this is a pilot project undertaken by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Now we're standing with the commitment of few. They were able to influence their colleagues to come to the platform to ensure that all that is necessary is done.
The Jimbala Youth Groundnut Farm and the Chairman Nyanida Millet Farms were also visited, where work in the farms is near completion.
Knowing the history of Nyanida and knowing the people in terms of farm, both inland and lowland, that is at the rice field also, Nyanida is the food basket of Central River regions.
The team then moved to Leba Malik Mbai, Sanda and Sami Pachonki groundnut and millet farms in the Central River region north, where 5, 4 and 5 hectares were cultivated respectively by the youths of the region. Youth coordinators, like in the other regions, applauded the participation of their comrades.
Young people have once more demonstrated that they are resolved to complementing government's effort in terms of building this country, in terms of building the nation. It is often said that the young people are the future leaders. However, I've always said that it should not just stop at that. Young people must have to prove to everybody that they can do something towards the development of this country. And these youth farms really speaks volumes about that.
In the Upper River region villages of Bakadaji, Basay, Yorobawal, Wuli Sudukoba, Sares Dembatoro and Tumana Sisekunda, sorghum and Nerika rice were the main crops grown, with few maize and late millet farms. This Youth and Sport Ministry initiative covers the entire nation, with youth farms spread across. Officials therefore are resolved to see firsthand the progress level of all these farms to enable them determine the nationwide response level and the prospective outlook of the harvest. For GRTS News, I am Samuel Ba.
You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. From there we take our first break. We'll be right back. There is much anticipation ahead of the announced prisoner swap between Israel and Hamas. Israeli soldiers, Gilad Shalit, will be traded for more than 1,000 Palestinian detainees. It is the day that one Palestinian family has been waiting for more than 3 decades. CNN's Frederick Pletgen brings us their story.
Iko momanyana malla jali ala ning atam manam kuntela bari singa jali adu ning atam ko.
We apologize for that poor quality of the tape due to technical problems. And before we go, a reminder of our headlines. President Jammeh has discharged an additional 100 women who benefited from his infertility treatment program, bringing total number of discharged patients since Professor Jammeh began his annual leave to 600. An MA program in sectoral analysis, courtesy of UNESCO Breda, the Ministries of Education and the University of the Gambia has taken up. Lawmakers scrutinizing activity reports, financial statements and audited accounts of public enterprises have voiced concern over the non-compliance of most procuring organizations. Occupy Wall Street protesters have ordered off the New York park they were occupying and then asked to stay put, but the demonstrators are saying the order is a smokescreen. And families of detained Palestinians have welcomed the news of a symbolic prisoner swap with bitter neighbors Israel. That brings us to the end of this edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.
The Technology Show. Science and technology has impacted all spheres of human endeavor over the past several millennia. Today, with the giant leaps that have been made in areas such as communication, power, medicine, and food technology, the world has virtually shrunken to look more and more like a village community. There is increased competition for the world's resources as populations have exploded exponentially. Science and its application, technology, the tools that humanity has at its disposal to do just this. Technologies that generate power, thermal, solar, wind, tidal wave, and others will be explored. Wireless technologies have revolutionized the way we work, communicate, compute, socialize, and even have fun. This TV program will give you an insider's view on how it all works.